In a way, you could consider this video that I'm about to make to be a test of my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I wanted to see how the cameras would handle using the YouTube app to make a video. So earlier this morning, I made a video where I was just talking about electric vehicles. There was a problem where I accidentally put my finger in front of the mic, so I screwed up the audio really bad. This time, I'm being very careful not to do that. The microphone on this camera is actually in a different place than it was on my XS Max, so that's what basically happened, just in case you watched. So I was talking about investing in electric vehicle stocks. So for the long run, investing in electric vehicle stocks is a good idea. Here's the problem, though. Mark my words. Right now, we're at like Dow 29,400. There is going to be a dip this week. I can feel it. And the reason why is because right now they're reporting that our death rate from coronavirus has increased. Now, I know there's a lot of Trump cult members and cucks and fans of Trump that, and because that poor leader with his poor leadership couldn't simply come out and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to demonstrate proper mask use, and I'm going to use my mask and show everybody to use a mask, and I'm going to tell all my stupid followers to use a mask, and I'm going to talk on Twitter about using the mask. And you know what I'll do? I'll be smart, and I'll get a MAGA mask so I can get these idiots who follow me to use the mask instead of trying to fight against the CDC and whatnot. So instead of him being smart, like that's what I would have done if I had been president. Instead of me trying to be smarter than the freaking epidemiologists and being smarter than everybody else, what I would have done was I would have practiced good mask use, and I probably would have had a couple of things to say. You know what, guys? You know what you could do? We love our beautiful Easter pageants, but what I want you to do is I want you to stay home and celebrate Easter at home. Nobody can stop you from celebrating Easter at home. Stay home, and this way what we'll do is we'll stop the spread. So instead of what this moron what could have done, instead of him telling all these moron idiots that follow him, you know what, guys, let's try to come up with a strategy where what we do is we actually try to work together in order to fight the virus. What he did was the exact opposite. And he said, you know what we're going to do? Oh, yeah, you don't have to wear the mask. In fact, your Democrat government is controlling you. And they're making things bad for you, and they're locking you down. And you know what you should do? You should go out and kidnap your governors and everything. Go kidnap your governors. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So basically, our death rate is climbing. Everybody else got their death rate under control because they have strict lockdowns where they don't play no games. Their death rates are under control. See, it's easy for these idiots to say, oh, yeah, well, the Chinese just made this virus so that they can ruin the Trump presidency. Well, yeah, you could say that, except for all these other countries are experiencing death rates climbing too. Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's just the flu. It's just the flu. The other countries, especially the ones who excel in mathematics and medicine and all that, like South Korea and Japan, those countries were actually better equipped to deal with this because they had gone through the SARS epidemic. They've dealt with China bringing viruses there before, so they already knew how to deal with it. Only America got caught with his pants down, where all of a sudden you got to close down the goddamn factories just so you can make PPE equipment because you have no idea where to buy masks. And then you got these people like this guy in Brooklyn hoarding the goddamn masks. I'm pretty sure you remember that. In fact, let's look at that. Guy in Brooklyn hoards hoard. Yeah, it's kind of hard to type on this keyboard. Okay, so Brooklyn man arrested for hoarding masks. Yeah, that was a nice New York Post. Yeah, so when you've got to deal with bullshit like this, Baruch Feldheim, number 40, he's 43 years old. When you've got to deal with this nonsense where people are buying up the PPE and trying to force the medical doctors to trying to sell it back to them at a ridiculous profit, well, that's part of the reason why you can't stop the spread. So there are a couple of reasons why you can't stop the spread. Number one is because of this jerk off right here. You know, the former President Trump, number one. Yeah, he's leaving. And then you've got this guy, Baruch Feldheim. This guy is getting locked up And he should, you know, I swear to God, if this had been China and you had done something like this, like you're trying to buy up all the goddamn masks and making it so that our hardworking men and women who are responding to this couldn't buy the masks, they'd execute you for this. They'd put two bullets in the back of your head and then they'd send your family the bill for the bullet. That's one of the reasons why, like, when I lived in China, I never had to deal with this level of corruption. But fortunately, the outgoing president is taking his outgoing corruption with him. So, yeah, you can look up that story yourself. So anyway, what can I say? Watch lists. There's going to be a dip next week coming. I woke up this morning hoping that things would be better, but now that I'm seeing that, the rate of spread and the rate of death is passing 1,000 again per day, 1,000 per day. Well, yeah, there's going to be another lockdown. I don't know if it'll be a full lockdown or whatever, because personally, I think after you waste $4 trillion, I don't know if they'll ever shut down the entire government completely. But the problem is with these people, you just really don't know. So since the outgoing president, former President Trump, since he's on his way out, I can only guess that President Kamala, or I should say current or soon-to-be vice president-elect, who's currently vice president-elect, who will soon be vice president, but as soon as Joe Biden says, nah, I'm tired and everything, she's going to swear on the Bible. So what I'll call her is soon-to-be President Kamala Harris. So I'm pretty sure soon-to-be President Kamala Harris and soon-to-be Vice President Stacey Abrams. I'm pretty sure that they're going to do whatever it takes in order to try to keep their citizens from dying left and right. So, yeah, I know everybody wants to say, oh, yeah, it's just the flu. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Well, the mere fact that, the medical doctors and the hospitals are being overwhelmed, I kind of think you kind of have something to worry about. So, that's just me. But anyway, I believe, and we won't know until at least the next week and a half is over, the Chinese stocks are going to keep moving. So I'm not worried about NEO. I'm not worried about Candy. I'm not worried about XPEV. I'm not worried. In fact, let me add this Li Auto. I should have added this. I know I added it earlier as a symbol, but Li Auto. Li Auto is also making those electric cars. And as you can see, Li and XPEV and NEO are very, very close in share value. So Li Auto, you should also do your research on them. I'm not worried about the Chinese stocks because, see, China's government has not only its government, but its people under control. So they've pretty much eliminated whatever spread they had. It's us who has to deal with it now. So I'm not worried about my Chinese stocks. I don't think you got to worry about those. What you do got to worry about is massive sell-offs. And I believe that you're going to have to worry about those in possibly, I'm pretty sure the banks are going to get hit. But what we've seen thus far is every time they've announced that there was job problems or that there was issues or worries about the lockdowns again, you've seen Apple and Tesla plummet. There's a very good chance that Apple's going to lose some dollars off its shares. A very good chance that Tesla's going to lose something. There's also a very good chance that some of the other ones that we like Zoom, Microsoft, I think this week there's going to be an issue. It's a damn shame that this stuff always seems to hit us on Friday. The news hits us on Friday, only for me to wake up on Monday and watch myself lose like thousands of dollars at once because of a goddamn market sale. It's a fire sale right now. It's like, and guess what? Uptick in coronavirus deaths, worries about joblessness or worries about people getting laid off. Also, what else? Increase in deaths, increase in possibility of layoffs. That means that the banks, the financials are going to have problems because obviously they're not collecting the amount of money they're supposed to be collecting. So I think definitely the banks are going to get hit because the banks have been like, they're up from March. When I was talking about buy the banks, well, you can see that the lows like ISBC, Investors Bank, they were 631 back then. You can see Santander was 974. They basically, if you bought the banks when I told you, you've basically doubled your money. The only exception to that is Wells Fargo, and I would possibly say also Citibank. If you bought Capital One, because I use Capital One, I kept telling you, yeah, you should get Capital One, JP Morgan Chase, And I just basically told you to spread your money in general. But if you listen to me, when I told you to buy the banks, yeah, you probably would have doubled your money by now. Because as you can see, during that week in March, when it was March 18th, you see how easily banks jumped right back. The only thing about it is Wells Fargo also got hit with like lawsuits and whatnot. A couple other banks got hit with lawsuits too, but Wells Fargo's were most pronounced. So I'm pretty sure the banks are going to get hit this week. I don't know when it'll happen. It'll probably be Monday, most likely, possibly Tuesday. And I think they'll take a hit, but then there'll be a rally again, and they'll rally back. Because right now we're edging closer and closer to Dow 30,000. Problem is, every time we get near 30,000, disaster strikes. Amazing, just amazing. Oil. As you know, oil prices, 40% of the oil is basically used by the cruise lines and the airlines. They ain't going nowhere right now. So that means that they're not hitting the price targets that they would normally be if not for coronavirus. Then the economy, I'm going outside, there's traffic every goddamn day. So that means these people are buying oil. So if you bought into the large oil stocks like Chevron, BP, Sunoco, Exxon, if you bought into those, yeah, you've definitely doubled your money. Because you remember when oil hit its low, because like oil dropped below like it was like less than a penny damn near. It had dropped so far down that it was just crazy. Like, because we had like, what was it, like 300 million barrels of oil sitting offshores in those ships. Well, I would say that if we do have another lockdown, so mark my words, if we have another lockdown, we're going to see a market crash. And I don't know how bad it's going to be, but get your money ready, because if we have another major market crash, and I'm talking about like because you got to remember, we were damn near at Dow 30,000 before coronavirus really hit us and we went into that first lockdown. The Dow dipped to like freaking 18,000. And then it rushed back past the 20s, and then it rushed back to the 25s. And it's been pretty stable for the last couple of months. But the thing about it is, if we got to go into another lockdown, you already know what's going to get hit. First of all, the airlines are going to go bankrupt. Like, I wanted to believe that we would come back sooner. But thanks to our illustrious leader who doesn't want to tell people to wear masks and wants these idiots crowded around the White House to protect him, well, I think the spread is going to get a lot worse. And I just don't think that based on nothing. I think that based on what the doctors are telling us. And, they're saying, hey, listen, the hospital beds are overwhelmed right now. And that's not good. So my thing is, if we have another market crash, oil's going to take a hit. If you're in the market, you're going to lose some money. Because if we have another market crash, they're going to expect people to be ending up staying at home again. Now, I don't think that we're going to have as deep a lockdown as we did last time. The problem is with these people, I just don't know, because I've never seen anybody run my government this incompetently. It's absolutely incredible. But fortunately, that incompetence is on its way out. Thank you. So, cruise lines. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, they've been trying to come back. They can't. Nothing's moving. Now, I will say this. If you want to run some penny stocks, ROCLF up there, they had a nice run. They got up to 18 cents. So that means that if you bought in during the low like I did, you went up to 18 cents. The problem is people probably stayed in there too long. They thought it was going to keep going to like $1. So if they didn't sell off, then the most you probably could have made, it depends how much you put in, but you probably could have made a couple of 100% of your money, probably 400% gain in profit, whatever you put in. Thing about it is most people don't want to bet on a penny stock like that. However, Royal Caribbean and Carnival, if and when we ever come back, Royal Caribbean, they have had some serious performance, and so is Carnival. I think this is Norwegian. Yeah, Norwegian. From that low $7 damn near up to, what was it, doubled your money off of that. That was 7 to 20. Carnival was 7 to 16, so you doubled your money there. You more than doubled it here, but you doubled your money there. Royal Caribbean, you tripled your money. More than triple it. It went from 19 to 70. So I believe all of these are taking a hit this week. If this negative news keeps coming out. Now, see, Pfizer's talking about they got a vaccine and everything. Problem is, what good is it for them to go through all of this, create a vaccine, and then nobody wants to use it because they're afraid that they're going to turn into vampires like on I Am Legend? Like, if you saw the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith, you know they thought they had a cure for cancer. They gave that shit to everybody. Next thing you know, everybody's a goddamn vampire, and Will Smith is trying to save his dog. So, it's like most people, they're like, yo, I ain't taking shit. So what'll happen is they'll probably end up having to put drones out flying around, and they'll have like tranquilizer darts, and the tranquilizer darts will be filled with vaccine. So you'll be chased down the street, and then the drone will fly above you and it'll shoot you in the back. And then it was like, yep, tranquilized him, I got him. So now he's vaccinated. It'll fly from person to person, just shooting people in the back. That would be a great sci-fi movie if they ever wanted to make one. But what's next? Airlines, you guys are screwed. you poor airlines, you guys are screwed. JetBlue is 14. What is this? Delta's 36. United Airlines 38. If this negative news carries through Monday, all of these are taking a hit. All of you are taking it. All of you are going into the red. And I feel it. I hope I'm wrong. There's gonna be something's gonna happen this week. It's not good. It's not good. I don't know. So all I'm saying is, listen, nobody knows the future, but what I can say is err with caution. Me personally, I told you I don't feel comfortable buying into the market during election season. I thought the election would have been over, but Trump, no, I'm not conceding. He didn't win. If you count only the legal votes, I won. Like, I'm what Trump is so fucking crazy at this point. Like, he may try to sue New York and California and say, yeah, he really won New York and California. Listen, if you only count the votes from white people who have Trump flags, I won. It's like, that guy's crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's sleeping at night. I really don't. His hair turned gray. I don't think that dude's sleeping at night, man. Did you see that? His freaking hair turned gray. What is this? Where are we? What is this? Trump gray hair. The dude's hair is turning gray, man. Trump gray hair. Every time I see him, like, I hope they lock up the medicine cabinets in the White House, because I think my man right here might be mentally ill at this point. I think he's not sleeping tonight. It says Trump appears to have gray hair now. I'm not leaving. I need all you bikers and all my strong guys to come surround me, protect me. They go, what the hell? Oh, somebody put the Microsoft Paint shit right now. You see, this is what happens. If you stick around too long, you're going to end up being a meme. If you were smart, you would have just left. I would have resigned when the day that I came out and said I had coronavirus. That's when I would have resigned. There's no way in hell I would have stayed around. These people on the internet don't play. They're making fun of you. Each tweet, they're making fun of you, dude. Hopefully the Secret Service rushes this message to you. Resign. Just leave. If you don't want to concede, just don't concede, but just leave. Because the longer you stay around, people are going to be making fun of you on Microsoft Paint. There's no point in staying. Just go. Yeah, and that same shit happened to Barack Obama. Man had a full head. Look at that. You know how they say black don't crack? Problem was Obama's got half white genes in him. So he was fully black. He had black hair. And all of a sudden his hair turned gray. Ain't that a damn shame? That's what the presidency does to you. And look at that shit did to Bill Clinton. Oh my God. Look at Slick Willie. The guy had somewhat gray hair. But man, by the time he left, look what it did to him, man. It turned him into Snow White. Damn. So anyway, that's off topic. Okay, coronavirus development. Yeah, guess what? All these stocks are about to take a hit. I don't know how long it'll last. It might be just one day, and then there'll be a rally, because what people like to buy into these dips. Everybody likes to ride the dip. That's the reason why Bitcoin is where it is. Problem is, if you buy Bitcoin, the feds are watching you real closely, and so is the IRS. So it's like, I don't trade in Bitcoin because it sends off a red flag that you're at risk of money laundering. So it's like, that's okay. You guys have fun with your Bitcoins. I'm not doing it. I'd rather put my money in stocks. So this way, if the IRS comes to me and say, excuse me, where did your $5,000 go? I could say, well, it went into Exxon. And they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Because what you can't tell them, oh, yeah, well, I put it in Bitcoin. I'd be like, really? Do you have your ledger showing us what you invested in up until then? And then you got to show them all these paperwork. Next thing you know, you end up in the booty house, and they're going to put you right in the cell right next to Donald Trump. So you don't want to do that.